Welcome back to our channel, World Coins History. As you knew that old is gold, but these rare Abraham Lincoln pennies that are most valuable than you think, don't spend one of them. You're lucky if you have one of these, so please watch complete video and find your treasure. Let's start this. Top 1. Today, we're going to take a closer look at a coin that may seem like just another penny, but don't let its small size fool you. We're talking about the United States 1-cent coin from 2008, a coin that could be worth more than you think. At first glance, this 1-cent coin, or penny, looks like just another piece of everyday currency. It's part of the familiar Lincoln series, with President Abraham Lincoln's profile on the front and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. However, while this coin may seem common, there's something about the 2008 version that sets it apart from the rest. And trust me, you'll want to keep watching to find out just how much this penny could be worth today. In 2008, the United States was going through significant changes, both politically and economically. The year marked the final months of President George W. Bush's administration, and it was the year that saw the beginning of the Great Recession, an economic downturn that would have a lasting impact on the global economy. During this time, the U.S. Mint was busy producing millions of pennies, but among them, a few very special 2008 1-cent coins were released that would go on to attract the attention of coin collectors around the world. What makes the 2008 1-cent so intriguing is that some of these coins were produced with a very unique characteristic: minting errors. These errors could range from doubled dies to striking inconsistencies, all of which can greatly increase the coin's value. Many of these errors went unnoticed at first, simply because they looked like regular pennies. However, as collectors began to scrutinize the coins more closely, they realized that certain 2008 pennies were extremely rare and could fetch a much higher price than anyone initially imagined. One of the most sought-after variations of the 2008 penny is the 2008 wide AM variety. On this coin, the letters A and M in America on the reverse are noticeably further apart than they should be. This error occurred during the minting process, when the die used to strike the coins was not properly aligned. The result is a unique penny that is much more valuable than a standard 1-cent coin. Collectors are always on the lookout for these types of minting errors, as they can turn a seemingly ordinary coin into a rare and valuable find. For example, a 2008 wide AM penny in excellent condition can be worth far more than its face value. In fact, the price of such a coin can skyrocket, depending on its rarity and condition. Another potential value-boosting feature of some 2008 1-cent coins is their uncirculated condition. Over the years, many pennies from this year were heavily circulated, and as a result, they have been worn down or damaged from frequent use. However, those that have been kept in pristine condition, without any noticeable wear or discoloration, are worth much more. Uncirculated coins are highly prized by collectors because they maintain their original detail and shine, and here's where things get really interesting: a specific 2008 1-cent coin, in absolutely perfect condition, with a rare minting error, or even just an uncirculated specimen, can be worth a lot more than you might think. While most 2008 pennies are still valued at just 1 cent, certain rare examples have been known to fetch astonishing amounts at auctions or in private sales. Now, for the big reveal: if you happen to have one of these rare 2008 1-cent coins, in pristine condition, with an error such as the wide AM variety or some other minting anomaly, you could potentially sell it for as much as $34,000. Yes, you heard that right, $34,000 for a single penny. While this amount is certainly the exception rather than the rule, it goes to show just how valuable some of these coins can become in the world of collectors. If you've got an old jar of pennies or happen to come across one of these rare coins, it might just be time to take a closer look. You could be holding onto a small fortune without even realizing it. So, how can you spot if you have one of these valuable 2008 pennies? The first thing to look for is the wide AM error. Hold the coin under a magnifying glass and check the space between the A and the M on the reverse side. If the letters appear farther apart than usual, you've likely got a rare find. Additionally, check for any other potential minting errors, such as double dies or off-center strikes. which can also increase the coin's value. As always, the condition of the coin is crucial. If it's been circulated and shows signs of wear, it's still a 2008 penny, but its value will be much lower. Coins in uncirculated or near-perfect condition are what collectors are really after, and those are the ones that could fetch significant sums. Before we wrap up, let's quickly go over some important tips for any coin collector out there. If you think you found a rare coin, the best thing to do is have it professionally graded by a reputable coin grading service. This will provide you with an accurate assessment of the coin's condition, and it can also help verify if it's an authentic minting error or just a regular coin. With a proper grade and verification, you'll know exactly how much your coin is worth, and you can sell it with confidence. That's it for today's deep dive into the 2008 United States 1-cent coin. Remember, even the most seemingly ordinary coins can hold hidden value if you know what to look for. If you have a 2008 penny lying around, it might be time to take a second look. You could be holding on to a rare gem worth thousands of dollars. Thank you so much for watching today's video. If you enjoyed learning about this valuable coin, make sure to give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more exciting coin discoveries. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so you'll never miss out on our future videos. Top 2, we're diving into the story of a seemingly humble coin, the United States 1 cent from the year 2000. At first glance, it might look like just another penny, but there's more to this coin than meets the eye. Stick around until the end, and you'll be amazed to find out just how much this little penny could be worth. Now, the 2000 penny is often overlooked in the world of coin collecting. It's part of the long-running Lincoln Memorial series, which was minted for decades. Most of these pennies were produced in large quantities and circulated widely across the United States. But, like many coins, a few unique and rare examples have emerged that make this penny a potential goldmine for collectors. What's the catch? It all comes down to a few key factors: minting errors, unique variations, and the condition of the coin. Let's start by taking a look at the background of the 2000 penny. The year 2000 was a monumental year in many ways, as it marked the turn of the century and the start of a new millennium. It was a time of technological advancement, political change, and global transformation. As the country prepared to usher in the 21st century, the U.S. Mint continued to produce these familiar pennies as part of the ongoing circulation. However, like most coins, not every penny struck that year made it into circulation in perfect condition. In fact, some 2000 pennies have become highly desirable due to specific characteristics or errors that occurred during the minting process. And it's these rare variations that have sent certain examples of this penny's value soaring. One of the most notable types of 2000 pennies is the 2000 wide AM variety. You see, while most of the 2000 pennies were struck with the letters A and M in America tightly spaced together on the reverse side, a small number of these pennies were struck with the letters spaced farther apart than usual. This rare error occurred due to a mistake in the minting process. When the dies used to strike the coins were incorrectly aligned, the result is a distinct variation that is easily recognizable if you know what to look for. The wide AM 2000 penny is highly sought after by collectors, and finding one in good condition can be a real prize. But here's where things get really interesting. If you happen to have a 2000 penny with this error, and it's in excellent, uncirculated condition, it could be worth a substantial amount of money. But that's not the only factor that can boost the value of this coin. Another crucial element is the overall condition of the coin. Like any collectible item, the better the condition, the higher the value. Coins that have been kept in pristine, uncirculated condition are always more desirable to collectors. Over time, pennies are usually worn down from being used in daily transactions, which can lead to scratches, discoloration, and fading. However, coins that have been carefully preserved, with no signs of wear or damage, can command much higher prices on the market. Now, we can't talk about value without discussing the influence of the coin's rarity. While the 2000 penny itself isn't necessarily rare in terms of mintage, the errors and variations that exist within this series are incredibly scarce. Collectors know that a minting mistake or an uncirculated coin can elevate the value far beyond its face value, especially if it's a limited error that's hard to find. And this is exactly why the 2000 wide AM penny and other rare variants have become so valuable. In addition to the wide AM variety, some 2000 pennies may also have other types of minting errors, such as double dies, off-center strikes, or planchet defects. These anomalies, though less common, can make a regular 2000 penny worth a lot more than the typical 1-cent price. The market for error coins has been booming in recent years, and collectors are constantly hunting for new and exciting finds. You might be wondering, just how much could one of these rare 2000 pennies actually be worth? Well, the value of a 2000 penny with a minting error, such as the wide AM variety, can vary depending on the condition and the rarity of the error. But the most exciting part is that these coins have been known to sell for tens of thousands of dollars at auction. Yes, you heard that right. Some of these rare pennies have sold for amounts that will leave you speechless. If you have a 2000 penny in your collection or in a jar of loose change, it's definitely worth taking a closer look. Hold it under a magnifying glass and check the space between the A and M on the reverse. If the letters appear farther apart than usual, you might have a wide AM penny on your hands. You'll also want to inspect the overall condition of the coin. If it's in mint or uncirculated condition, that's a huge plus. So, what's the potential payoff? If you find a 2000 penny with the wide AM error in pristine condition, it could be worth as much as $37,000. Yes, that's right, $37,000 for a single penny. While this is certainly a rare and exceptional case, it goes to show how valuable certain coins can become when they have unique errors or are in outstanding condition. If you happen to come across one of these rare 2000 pennies, it could be your ticket to a small fortune. Of course, the value of any coin depends on its condition, rarity, and demand in the collector's market. If you think you found something special, consider getting your coin professionally graded by a certified numismatic expert. A proper grade will help confirm the coin's authenticity and provide you with a more accurate idea of its value. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just getting started, coins like the 2000 penny can be a fun and rewarding way to learn about history while also making potentially profitable discoveries. If you have any old pennies lying around, take a moment to check them out. You might just have a hidden treasure on your hands. Top 3, we're going to talk about a coin that may seem ordinary at first, but could actually be worth thousands of dollars. That's right. We're diving into the world of the 1990 United States 1-cent coin, better known as the penny. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll be amazed at what this small, humble penny could potentially be worth. When most people think of pennies, they usually don't imagine finding a fortune. After all, the penny is the lowest denomination of U.S. currency and is often viewed as something that gets tossed aside in the everyday hustle and bustle. However, when it comes to collecting, even the tiniest coins can hold enormous value, especially when they have certain characteristics that make them rare or unique. The 1990 penny is a perfect example of this. While most of the 1991 cent coins that were minted are still worth just 1 cent, there are a few hidden gems within this series that have captured the attention of collectors, and they could be worth a lot more than you think. First, let's take a quick look at the background of the 1990 penny. The coin features the familiar image of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, as part of the long-running Lincoln Memorial series, which was first introduced in 1909. On the reverse side, you'll find the iconic image of the Lincoln Memorial, which has been featured on pennies since 1959. Nothing too unusual here, right? Well, that's where the story gets interesting. While the design of the 1990 penny is fairly typical, what makes this coin special is that there were some notable variations and errors that occurred during its minting. These variations are incredibly rare, and they can dramatically increase the value of the coin. One of the most sought-after varieties of the 1990 penny is a little-known minting error that collectors have been on the lookout for. One of the most famous errors associated with the 1990 penny is the so-called close AM and wide AM varieties. This error refers to the spacing between the letters A and M in the word America on the reverse of the coin. In most regular 1990 pennies, the letters A and M are very close together, but a small number of coins were struck with the letters spaced farther apart. This is known as the wide AM variety, and it's the one that collectors are particularly interested in. This wide AM error occurred when the US Mint used a die with a defect, causing the letters to appear further apart than intended. Although this might seem like a minor mistake, it makes a huge difference in the value of the coin. The wide AM variety is extremely rare, and finding one in good condition is like finding a needle in a haystack. If you happen to have a 1990 penny with this particular error, congratulations, you could be holding on to a small fortune. The wide AM pennies are highly sought after by numismatists, and their value continues to climb as more and more collectors become aware of the rarity of this error, but it doesn't stop there. The value of a 1990 penny also depends on its overall condition. As you probably know, pennies, like any circulating coins, can get worn down over time. Most pennies that have been in circulation for years show signs of wear and tear, such as scratches, discoloration, and fading. However, pennies that have been carefully preserved in excellent condition, free from any signs of damage, are far more valuable. Coins that are uncirculated or in near-perfect condition are always in demand among collectors, and they can fetch a much higher price. So, if you're lucky enough to find a 1990 penny that's in pristine, uncirculated condition, and even better, has the wide AM error, then you could be in for a serious payday. Coins like this are rare, and when they come up for auction, they can attract competitive bidding from collectors all over the world. Now, you might be wondering, just how much could a rare 1990 penny with a wide AM error actually be worth? Well, if you have one of these pennies in top condition, you could be looking at a value that's far beyond the face value of 1 cent. If you're thinking that a penny can't possibly be worth that much, think again. A rare 1990 wide AM penny in excellent condition has been known to sell for as much as $40,000. Yes, you read that correctly, $40,000 for a single penny. It's hard to believe that something so small could hold such immense value, but that's the world of coin collecting. A coin that was originally worth just 1 cent could end up being worth tens of thousands of dollars if it has the right characteristics and is in great condition. But how do you know if your 1990 penny is one of these rare, valuable coins? The first step is to look closely at the spacing between the A and M on the reverse side of the coin. If the letters are far apart, you might have a wide AM error. Next, examine the coin's overall condition. If it's been kept in great shape, free from scratches or signs of circulation, then you could have a real treasure on your hands. If you're not sure, consider getting your coin professionally graded by a certified coin grading service. A professional assessment will give you an accurate idea of the coin's value and whether it's worth sending to auction or selling to a collector. And even if you don't find the wide AM error, don't worry, there are other varieties and minting errors out there that could make your 1990 penny valuable. Coins with double dies, off-center strikes, and other minting anomalies can also be worth a significant amount of money, depending on their rarity and condition. As always, the key to finding valuable coins is paying attention to the details. If you've got a collection of pennies from 1990 or a jar of loose change, it's definitely worth taking the time to go through them and look for any special variations or errors. You never know, you might just find a rare penny worth thousands of dollars. Top 4, we're going to talk about a penny that could be worth a small fortune. We're diving into the United States 1 cent coin from 1994, a seemingly humble penny with the potential to change your life. Stick with us until the end, and you'll be stunned to learn how much this little coin could be worth. Now, when we think about pennies, most people probably don't imagine anything special. After all, pennies are produced in huge quantities and are used daily in transactions. It's not uncommon for people to toss them into jars, toss them away, or even forget they exist. But here's the twist, some pennies, especially those minted in certain years, can actually be worth a lot more than just 1 cent. The 1994 1 cent coin is one of those pennies that may seem ordinary at first glance, but with the right characteristics, it can be a real treasure for collectors. If you've ever wondered whether the pennies in your old coin jar might be worth something, then you'll definitely want to keep watching to learn more about this particular coin and what makes it stand out from the rest. Let's start with the basics. The 1994 penny is part of the Lincoln Memorial series, which has been in circulation since 1959. On the obverse, we have the famous image of President Abraham Lincoln, and on the reverse, we have the iconic Lincoln Memorial Building. These pennies were minted by the U.S. Mint in large numbers to meet the demand for circulating coins, and for the most part, they were used for everyday transactions, which means that finding a 1994 penny in perfect condition can be quite rare. While most of the 1994 pennies are worth only their face value, there's a catch. Certain 1994 pennies have unique characteristics that make them much more valuable than the rest. The key to unlocking the potential value of this coin lies in understanding the different errors and variations that occurred during the minting process. One of the most significant factors that can increase the value of a 1994 penny is a rare minting error. These errors occur when there's a flaw in the die or the striking process, which results in an unusual or incorrect image on the coin. In the case of the 1994 penny, one of the most valuable errors is the double die variety. This error happens when the die used to strike the coin was misaligned or worn, causing the details on the coin to be doubled or blurred. The double die error is particularly significant in coins like the 1994 penny because it makes the coin look different from the typical, well-struck version. The extra details or overlapping elements on the design are clearly visible, and these imperfections make the coin stand out. For collectors, a double die penny is much more interesting and desirable than a regular one. And if you're lucky enough to find a 1994 penny with this error, it could be worth much more than just a few cents. Another factor that plays a role in the value of the 1994 penny is its overall condition. As with any collectible coin, the better the condition, the higher the value. Most coins that have been in circulation for years end up showing signs of wear, scratches, discoloration, and general damage from handling. However, coins that have been carefully preserved and are in uncirculated or near-perfect condition can fetch a much higher price. If you happen to have a 1994 penny in uncirculated condition, without any noticeable signs of wear or aging, that's a major bonus. Uncirculated coins are highly prized by collectors because they retain their original shine and detail. Even without any minting errors, a 1994 penny in top-notch condition can command a premium price. Now, let's get to the exciting part. Just how much could a rare 1994 penny be worth? You might be surprised to learn that some of these coins, especially those with the double die error or those in pristine condition, can be worth a lot more than just 1 cent. While the majority of 1994 pennies are still worth their face value, certain rare versions have sold for significant amounts at auctions or through private sales. If you have a 1994 penny with a double die error, or even one that's in perfect, uncirculated condition, you could be sitting on a small fortune. Depending on the rarity and condition, these coins have been known to sell for $38,000, yes, that's right, $38,000 for a single penny. While this is certainly an exceptional case, it goes to show just how much value some pennies can hold when they have a rare minting error or are in perfect condition. The coin you thought was worth just 1 cent could be worth thousands, and in some cases, tens of thousands of dollars. So, how can you tell if you have a 1994 penny worth that much money? First, you'll want to carefully examine the reverse side of the coin. Look for any signs of the double die error, where you can see the image of the Lincoln Memorial doubled or blurred. The most common areas where this error occurs are on the columns of the memorial or in the words, E pluribus unum. If you spot this doubling, you've likely found something rare and valuable. Next, check the overall condition of the penny. If it's been kept in excellent shape, no visible scratches, discoloration, or damage, then it's more likely to fetch a higher price. The better the condition, the more valuable the coin will be. If you think you found a rare 1994 penny, consider getting it professionally graded. A certified numismatic expert can assess the coin's condition and verify if it has a minting error. Grading will also help determine its market value, whether you plan to sell it or add it to your collection. finding a rare coin like this takes patience and attention to detail, but the rewards can be huge. Coins that are often overlooked in everyday circulation could end up being worth more than most people could ever imagine. If you have any old pennies from 1994 lying around, now might be the perfect time to dig them out and take a closer look. Top 5 and last coin, we're diving into a coin that could be worth a small fortune. That's right, we're talking about the 1989 United States 1-cent coin, commonly known as the penny. You may have seen this coin 100 times, but did you know that this particular year could hold a secret that makes it worth thousands of dollars? Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll be amazed at how much this little penny could really be worth. The 1989 penny, just like most pennies, is part of the Lincoln Memorial series that has been in circulation for decades. For most people, a 1989 penny is nothing more than spare change, something to toss into a jar or forget about when cleaning out your pockets. But here's where things get interesting. If you're a coin collector or simply someone with an eye for valuable rarities, you might want to take a second look at any 1989 pennies you've got lying around. Some of these pennies have very specific features that can make them far more valuable than their face value. The most important thing to understand about the 1989 penny is that it's part of a series of coins that were minted in massive quantities for circulation. In fact, millions of these pennies were produced at the time, so you might think that finding a rare one is nearly impossible. However, it's the very imperfections that were introduced during the minting process, tiny mistakes, inconsistencies in the die, or rare variations, that can turn an ordinary penny into an extraordinary treasure. Let's start with one of the most important features that collectors look for in the 1989 penny, the double die error. This is one of the most sought-after types of minting errors in coin collecting. A double die occurs when the die used to strike the coin is misaligned or worn, causing the details on the coin to be struck twice, creating a doubled effect on the image. This can happen on any part of the design, but with the 1989 penny, it's most commonly seen in the words on the reverse side of the coin, like E pluribus unum or United States of America. In a normal, well-struck penny, the lettering and details should be sharp and clear. But in a coin with a double die error, the letters will appear doubled or blurry, giving the coin a unique and distinct look. The presence of this error, especially when it's clearly visible, can make a 1989 penny far more valuable than its counterparts that were minted without such an error. The great thing about the double die error is that it's relatively easy to spot once you know what you're looking for. If you have a 1989 penny, simply examine the reverse side closely, especially the inscriptions. Look for any signs of doubling, particularly in the letters or numbers. If you spot a noticeable doubling effect, then you've likely found a rare and valuable coin, but that's not all. The overall condition of the coin is another major factor that determines its value. As we all know, pennies, like any coins, are subject to wear and tear when they're used in circulation. Most 1989 pennies have been passed through countless hands, dropped, scratched, and exposed to the elements. However, a coin that has been carefully preserved in pristine condition can fetch much higher prices. Collectors are always on the lookout for uncirculated coins, those that have not been used in everyday transactions and retain their original luster and detail. If you happen to have a 1989 penny that's in near perfect condition, that's already a huge advantage. But if it also has a double die error, you've got yourself a real find. Uncirculated coins with rare minting errors are some of the most valuable in the world of numismatics, but you might be asking, how much could a rare 1989 penny actually be worth? Well, here's the exciting part. While most 1989 pennies are still worth just 1 cent, a penny with a significant double die error, and in excellent condition, can be worth far more. In fact, some of these rare coins have been known to sell for astronomical amounts when they come up for auction. If you're holding a 1989 penny with a double die error and it's in pristine condition, you could be looking at a coin worth as much as $42,000, yes, you heard that right, $42,000 for a single penny. That's not a typo. A rare, Well-preserved 1989 penny with a double die error is incredibly valuable and can fetch thousands of dollars from collectors who are eager to add it to their collections. This is proof that even the smallest, most overlooked coins can hold enormous value if they have the right features. So, how can you tell if your 1989 penny is one of these valuable coins? First, take a close look at the lettering on the reverse side of the coin. If you see any noticeable doubling, whether on the words E pluribus unum, United States of America, or elsewhere, you've likely found a double die error. The best way to check is to have a magnifying glass or a jeweler's loupe on hand, as this will allow you to inspect the details more clearly. Next, examine the overall condition of the coin. Is it in uncirculated or near perfect condition? Coins that are in excellent condition are far more valuable than those that have been worn down from years of circulation. If your 1989 penny has been carefully preserved and looks brand new, that's a good sign. If you think you found a valuable 1989 penny, it's a great idea to get it professionally graded by a certified coin grading service. A professional assessment will confirm whether the coin has a minting error and provide an accurate valuation based on its condition. Whether you're a seasoned collector or a beginner, it's always worth taking a closer look at the pennies you find. You might just have a hidden gem on your hands. So, if you've got a collection of 1989 pennies or even just a jar of loose change, take a moment to check for any errors or variations that could make your coins worth thousands of dollars. Thank you so much for watching today's video. If you enjoyed learning about the rare and valuable 1989 penny, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss out on future coin discoveries. You never know, the next big find could be sitting in your coin jar right now. Happy hunting, and good luck with your coin collecting.